Week 7, guys. First, I'm going to talk about some trades, and then I'm going to go into the power ranking. So we had two major trades go down this week. In one, Apocalypse Meow traded Matt Ryan and Jimmy Graham to Peekaboo Crew. Peekaboo Crew traded Tyrell Williams and Cam Newton to Apocalypse Meow. I think what's happening here is Apocalypse Meow is looking to sell high on Matt Ryan, who's having a great season so far, and Jimmy Graham, who's having a surprisingly good season. I think he actually expects their performance to go down in the second half. And Peekaboo Crew is trading Cam Newton, who's probably going to end up doing better than Matt Ryan in the long run. And I think Apocalypse Meow needed another wide receiver. But all in all, I don't think it's a bad trade for either one of them. Greg's Turd Sandwich. He's trading away Quiz Rogers and Mike Wallace. Originally there was talks he was going to trade Cobb instead of Wallace to the Cheatin' Toms for Giovanni Bernard, who Greg's a huge fan of, and Kyle Rudolph. I think it's a good trade for both parties. At first I thought Greg got the better of him, but Jaquiz just proved to do really well, and Cheatin' Toms has Doug Martin, so Jaquiz is filling for him. I'm not a big Mike Wallace fan, but the guy, he's a boomer bust kind of player. And Greg is, he got two viable starters now with Giovanni and Kyle Rudolph. So another good trade. I think these are all pretty even. Power rankings. Zika Babies, even though we have lost 3 games in a row, remain top in the power rankings with the highest point total. Struggling with quarterback and tight ends this year, but very solid running backs, and wide receivers kind of struggling lately. Dingleberries moves back up to second in the power rankings. They're a first place team. AJ Green's having an amazing year. Jordan Matthews probably needs to step it up a little more. He picked up Winston, who had a tough schedule to start the year, but he's probably got some easier matchups coming up. Apocalypse Meow. I like this team a lot. There's a ton of depth on the bench. He's going to hope that Gurley can be used more effectively by the Rams, and he's hoping McCoy's probably going to come back healthy too. Where's the Beef Brady? He's got really good running backs, Blunt, Ingram, and Gore. He hasn't seen much from Robinson this year, but he's probably going to step it up. Where's Beef Brady could probably benefit from getting another wide receiver. He's got a great tight end in Olsen. Wolfworks Chode. His record doesn't reflect it, but he's definitely doing well in the power rankings. But it's a tough running back situation. He's picked up a lot of guys who are kind of plug-and-play kind of players. Cooks hasn't lived up to his potential, but Gronk is starting to ramp up now. He could be moving up soon. I wouldn't give up if I'm Wolfworks Chode. Participation Award. Nice pickup on Ty Montgomery. Yahoo is very specific that he is going to be a wide receiver, even though in ESPN leagues he's a wide receiver or a running back. I don't know how that affects things. Participation also picked up Vernon Davis, who's apparently not retired yet, but he's doing well. He needs more consistency out of Forte and Fuller if he wants to move up more. Region Ray Rice. He fell a little bit. I'm not really sure why. It could be some injuries to Steve Smith and Jamal Charles. But it's a well-rounded team, and I'm surprised that they're so low in point total, actually. Peekaboo Crew. The power rankings hate him because I think his team's better than what it's shown here, but he has moved up a little bit each week. He's won 3 straight now, and he's now in second place. Yahoo's power rankings hate him, but despite that, his team, if Dez comes back healthy, it's going to be even better in the upcoming weeks, so he might continue to succeed. 40-pound Colon moves up in power rankings. He's got awesome stars. He's got T.Y. Hilton and David Johnson, straight up murderers, all right? But the rest of the team drops off from there. Adam Humphries is an interesting pickup who could be good, and Matt Jones is a Penguin. Cheating Toms. Although I've downplayed it, he did make solid acquisitions with Jaquiz in that trade, and he also has Ajayi. And Ajayi could be this year's David Johnson. Good pickup by him. He's low in the power rankings because Fantasy Pros and Yahoo, they really don't like his team, but they seem to undervalue breakout players in favor of the more consistent veterans. Two Live Jew, he dropped a little bit in the power rankings. His team looks a lot better on paper, though, than his 2-5 record suggests. Unfortunately, his bench is clogged up with injured players like Rawls, Langford, and Eddie Royal. Maybe when they come back, he'll start to see more improvement. Ramsey Bolton to LA. He's doing well in the rankings, but not in the power rankings. This is a team that doesn't have much depth, but he's getting everything he can out of who he starts, and he's hoping that Hyde comes back healthy from that bye week. Top Gun Ballers. Despite the amount of injuries early in the season, TK has not given up, and he has a decent lineup. He can win a few games. Pryor's been an interesting surprise for him. Of course, he's the Roethlisberger owner. You know, he just can't catch a break from these injuries, and they're keeping him down. Greg's turd sandwich, last in the power rankings. You know, he's got Foster and Lacey, who are basically 2 draft picks down the hole at this point. And Hopkins really hasn't done shit all year. I imagine he must have been his #1 draft pick. The trade with Peekaboo Crew, I mean, Cheating Toms, I don't know what the hell Mark's team's called anymore. He got some good players, though. He might be moving up. He's doing all the right things he can to improve. So, that's it for power rankings. You know, what can I say? Pretty soon they're going to be more and more specific. Hopefully they'll reflect the standings a little bit better in the upcoming weeks.
Oh, I'm still learning how to do this shit. I don't know what are you reading? Goat food.